first breakfast, Adam?
That's great.
Oh. So we're a bit bored of the motorway because we've been on it for about 4 hours. So we're going to pull off Kendal Way and drive through the Lake Districts because we've got a bit of extra time. And Adam wants to have a beer. England. So that there is the smallest house in England. Cheers. So here we are. We are at the famous King's Arms at Bowness-on-Solway, and we've arrived at the first point of our destination of our maybe not so epic journey from coast to coast, following the Hadrian's Wall. And
I think it's going to be epic.
It's going to be epic.
I've got a feel as if it's going to be epic.
We are following the coast from west to east, not the other way round, and it's contentious which way you go, but we're following this wonderful book here, Hadrian's Wall Path by Henry Stedman.
But we're reading it from the back to the front.
No, we're not. We're reading it from the front. It gets really confusing. But basically, we are doing this in 6 days, which is a medium walk, but it works out about 15 miles a day after starting about. Yeah. So we've got our guidebook, we've got other maps as well, just in case, because we know we're going to get lost. We've got our schedule here of where we're staying and where we're eating lunch, because of course. And also, of course, we are raising money, and we're raising money for a really good cause in Nepal for Shiva Charity. And so we have our little business cards with QR codes on them.
Yeah.
And so right now, as if by magic, a QR code will come up on the screen. That's all you need. Scan on that and you'll take us to our Just Giving page. And on there, you can check out our Facebook and all that sort of thing. Not his, because he's useless on social media.
I'm a Luddite.
He's a proper Luddite. He's like, literally, it's like a Roman walking the wall.
No, I was north of the wall. I was the one coming down to the Romans.
So you might think, why haven't we got our masks on? We do have our masks here. We have our masks by the wonderful Just Wear. And Just Wear, who've given us these masks. And they've given us some underwear. We'll talk more about that, and you'll see the drone shot of that hopefully later. But you'll also see down here, I've got a whole load of wires and cables, and I've got a wireless router. So we've got internet, hopefully, at most of the places along our way. So we can edit the video and get it up. And that's it, really.
Yeah.
That's it, done. The pandemic walk of 2021. You ready? So as we said, we're walking this walk in 6 days, and we're going from west in Bowness-on-Solway all the way across to Newcastle upon Tyne on the other side of the country. So basically from the Irish Sea all the way across to the North Sea. And our stops will be first day in Carlisle, second day over to Walton, then we're going over to Once-Brood, then Chollerford, then Hadrian, Newburn, and then all the way back over to Newcastle on the final day, where we're being joined by one of my friends. So this is where we're going to be tomorrow. This is the official start and the official end of the Hadrian's Wall path. And as you can see up here, it says Wall's End, 84 miles, that's in Newcastle. We figured with all the messing about we're going to do, it's going to be 90 miles, and we're going to start here tomorrow at about, what, 9 AM after we finish breakfast?
Yeah, I think so.
Good breakfast, and we'll get started. Enjoy the scenery, have a look at where we start.
Scotland.
Scotland! So the first day today was our first proper day of walking, and we were walking from Bowness-on-Solway, from the King's Arms, and the beginning of the journey that you saw yesterday. And we went all the way along following the river and eventually into Carlisle to our stop this evening in Carlisle city centre. Now, it was a 15-mile walk, ended up being 16 miles. That's fine. It was flat most of the way, so not too much elevation. The problem was today, it was stinking hot. I mean, mid-20s average hot. So we really suffered with the heat. I'll tell you what, poor Adam, he got a bit of a blister today too. So you'll see a shot of that later. How are you getting on with the filming, Adam?
Well, it's a learning curve for me, being that technical, incompetent person that I am at my age.
So we're 2 miles in, about 2 miles in. It's quite hot today.
Boring. I'm bored already.
He's the one who had the idea of this walk. 2 miles in.
I'm bored.
Boring.
Look, that's behind us. That's in front of us.
And there's flies.
Tony hiding his excitement.
He stepped in some sheep poo, and then he stepped in some wool on the next step, and I've told him, but he's not listening, and now his foot looks like he's got a lamb's tail. Adam likes wood. How old is this tree, Adam?
Oh my god, this is... I don't know.
It's got to be 800 years old.
It's about as old as me. We were being outpaced by a 70-year-old bloke.
No, he's older than that.
Alright, a 90-year-old with one leg.
What has happened to Adam's legs? That's weird. Like this, nice little touches like this. You're walking along and someone's just got an honesty box with a little drinks fridge, and it's stinking hot today. A little honesty box there, and you can just get yourself a drink. You got a drink, Adam?
I got one.
Happy days. We're so slow, we don't even register.
Tony's doing an impression of a T-Rex.
They've got little short arms. just half a mile left to our accommodation. We are in the centre of Carlisle and it's hot and our feet hurt. Day one, you've been hot and long. Okay, so today we travelled, of course, out of Carlisle and through the park and into the countryside, which was nice to get out of the city, heading towards Walton. And, of course, the weather wasn't quite so hot today, which was lovely. But we're still getting ready for the more elevation and sort of more walking that starts tomorrow. Hope you enjoy the film. Miles in. Adam, how you feeling?
Oh, not too bad, thank you very much for asking. It's very kind of you to take any consideration for the old fella and his blister.
And yeah, how is the blister, mister?
I'm aware of it, but due to medical care that was given to me this morning by the wonderful Tony Hobden, whilst lying on the bed, I think that it's going to get me through the day.
So one of the best things about this walk is these honesty box shops along the way, where you can literally just stop off and look at this, it's beautiful. They've got a fridge, they tell you what it is, nice little tables and chairs. If it's raining, you can get somewhere out of the rain and you can just sit down, chill out, which is exactly what we're going to do right now. So we're halfway through day 2. We've just been to that lovely shelter that you've just seen. We met a couple from Kent and they're doing it in just over 4 days.
They're doing 20 odd miles plus a day. And our biggest walk is 15, is it 16?
16, yeah. No way. So anyway, they were just recounting their stories and apparently one day was so hard. The miles in this book apparently are a little bit wrong, the distances. So they ended up with something that was supposed to be 22 miles and it ended up more like 28 miles or something. And they were walking till 9 p.m.
Wow. But they're on the last leg now, so good luck to you guys. You know, you've not got long to go.
Yeah, we'll hope you have a good time at the Kings when you get there. Yeah, fabulous. So, straight down here, we're just about to join a path that is actually the wall.
Yeah, we might see the wall for the first time.
That's the wall, believe it or not, and we can walk on it. And this is the only point we can walk on it because it's under the turf. You've got the vallums either side. And we're actually on the wall. And the other sheep, non-sheep. And the other thing is, these British beef salamis. Adam brought them along.
Lots of them. It's a stable diet of any walker.
Best thing ever. Having completed about 11 miles of our walk today and probably popping a couple more blisters, Adam and I ended up in the village of Walton, and believe me, this is a stop you might want to take. And we're staying in the very nice hostel stroke bunkhouse stroke bed and breakfast called Florries on the Wall. And also, if you're here, you can visit this amazing little microbrewery called the Old Vicarage. Well worth a visit. We always knew day 3 was going to be a little bit harder than we thought it might be initially when we did a little bit more research and saw the elevation that was coming up ahead of us. So we set off intrepid, thinking, we can do this, let's just give it a go, trusting our guidebook, and followed the path all the way to Once Brewed to stay at our accommodation, Twice Brewed from our lovely Florries on the Wall we'd been in the night before. Here's what happened.
Start of day 3. This is going to be a bit of a test for us, but we're up for it. Had a good breakfast.
Yeah, we had 2 guys last night, didn't we, in the place, and they looked absolutely knackered, and they come the other way, and they were regaling us with these horror stories. So really, I kept waking up in the night going, why are we doing this? But no, I'm pumped for it. You pumped for it?
Well, we've got to go for it, haven't we? We've been walking for a while and I'm a bit disappointed, so we still haven't seen the wall. I ain't got a clue what's going on.
Honestly, we just looked everywhere and there's just no part of the wall yet.
So what's happening, Tony?
So I've developed a little bit of cramp in my left calf, and according to my wife, it's my own fault for not doing this last night because I've got a lactate build-up. So I've got to deep massage in between the 2 muscles and hopefully it'll go away because it's flipping agony.
Well, I'm going to get a taxi for you.
Having finally found the wall, we could then follow along the path next to it, which made life a lot easier. And we came across the first fort or encampment called Bowness-on-Solway. We didn't actually go in. English Heritage had quite a price on entering. So instead we thought we'd put the drone up and have a look at the fort and also the live archaeological dig that was going on. So until this point, everything had been really easy and simple, but things started to get a little bit more serious. We literally had no idea what the wall was going to throw at us at this point. And it was just constant ups and downs, knees, ankles, feet, killing us. It got really hard at this point. I just got to say, that's the hardest walk of my life.
It's not over yet, we've got another half hour, but yeah.
We've got half hour.
That is, we can see our destination now.
It's half hour's walk down the hill.
But we're right on the highest point because there's a trig point just over here. You just see it in the distance.
We are hurting, folks.
Yeah.
So don't forget what we're doing this for. Please help support us. This will be an 18 miler. I don't know what the elevation we've done today is, but I'll tell you in a minute when I edit the film. So day 3 was really hard. It took it out of us. Neither of us were expecting the kind of terrain or the distance that we had to cope with on that day. So we didn't do much filming, so sorry for that. Coming into day 4, we boldly headed off from Twice Brewed, or Once Brewed, the town, Twice Brewed, the pub, towards Chollerford. And we were hoping that the terrain would slacken off a little bit and we could go down to the valley into Chollerford. However, it still turned out to be a really tough day.
All right. Well, day 4, we stayed at Twice Brewed last night. Sycamore Gap is just over there. That's our first heading, and then off for another bit of a hike over some cracks.
4 miles. We've been honestly told 4 miles of really quite tough walking, and then a nice downward more walk into Chollerford. 11.5 miles today. We trust the people here rather than the book, which was ridiculous yesterday. We must admit we're quite tired today.
Yeah, we look fresh now, and you'll see it declining during the day.
And then yeah.
Well, there it is.
This all the way, right? Literally what to tread on for miles and miles and miles.
The Romans built straight, flat walls and roads.
The Romans put in loads of fall on your ankle booby tracks for overweight middle-aged guys like us to fall on.
Yeah.
Adam, we've been walking basically uphill for the entire morning. So over there is where we came in and went down to Once Brewed. Then we came up across all of that rocky, craggy outpost.
You can just see Once Brewed right in the distance there in the white
You
building.
can, the white
just
building.
above the end of those trees.
So we came up, and then we've just come all the way up here. And it doesn't look much, but look at that worn out face.
Where?
So we've come down from this steep bit and we're going to go up that steep bit, but look what we found here. This is a signpost to the Pennine Way. Adam, maybe we could do that one next.
No!
So that's it.
No, it's not.
It is.
No.
We're over halfway now across the country. We've done 4 miles on this day, and we're at Trig Point there, which you can't see. I was going to show you. Trig Point's at the top of the route, and now we have a lovely long walk, a nice and gradual downhill walk to Chollerford in the first bit of rain we got.
Yep.
So on day 5, we were leaving the George Hotel at Chollerford, heading up for the first kind of 3-4 miles the hill, and we're hoping it's going to be one of our last hills we have to encounter, and then down towards the Tyne Valley to a place called the Keelman, the Big Lamp Brewery. This turned out to actually be one of the longest days in distance, and we ended up doing about 3 miles more than expected at the end, and there was a little bit of rain. It's the River Tyne, which means we're getting close to Newcastle. Close. Day 5 of 6 walking days, and this is going to be another long one, but hopefully it won't be too many ups and downs. We're walking from Chollerford to just past Heading on the Wall to a brewery called the Keelman Brewery.
I mean, as you can see, this wall is a substantial project. I mean, look how wide it is, and in a lot of places was 4 meters high. I mean, 4 meters high and 2 meters wide. Wow. So this part of the wall, we're actually walking in a vallum. These are the ditches either side of the wall. Actually, that place up there is called vallum. But yeah, the ditches either side of the wall, I guess they were utilised to build up the side and make it even harder for people to breach the wall. It's just started raining. Hey, there's the pub! But the pub's very close. Son, get your leg over. So we're just leaving the Robin Hood. It's raining. It's raining quite heavily actually. The road's it's wet. We're both goosed, but we've come across something that's quite sad. It's often that you find, you know, roadkill and things like that, but we found a dead barrel.
It's really sad. So day 6 and our final day saw us walking from Newburn all the way to Wallsend in Newcastle upon Tyne, and it was a bit of a culture shock because we were walking from the countryside into more of a cityscape, under the famous bridges, through the food market on the Sunday, and a hive of activity, so it was quite something to walk through that. And here's also a little thank you to Just Wear, the underwear company who sponsored us and gave us some incredibly comfortable underwear which we thoroughly recommend for hiking. Okay, so this is the last day, and we got a new face. Welcome, Dave.
Hello.
Dave's our friend from Newcastle area. He's joining us on the last leg. Yesterday, Adam.
Yeah, okay, so he underestimated yet again. I think it added 4 miles to the journey. I kept saying it's going to be 6:30, we'll get there. No, 4 o'clock. It was 6:30.
And it was almost 20 miles.
Nearly 20 miles. It was... It wasn't the hardest day, but it was the longest day.
Was the longest day, and the last bit was just on path and asphalt, which I think was fine for me and trainers, but not so good for Adam in boots.
But he got wet feet. I didn't.
Now I'm just getting to me so I get to the pub.
Let's do this.
Last day. Bridge is brilliant.
This is what is it? Let's get the Geordie story. What is it in Geordie language?
So we got a time, man.
And over there,
Angel of the North.
Right on the cusp.
it's the Angel of the North. Yeah, that's really cool. We are on the home run now to Wallsend.
But a little thank you to the guy we just met who recognised us from our YouTube.
That's
How
cool.
bizarre, but yeah, all the best to you, mate.
All the best to you, dude, and also hope this little set of videos helps some people to plan and do their walk.
Or not bother.
Or not bother. Just join us on the last day like Dave.
Yeah.
And pretend he's done the whole lot.
Yeah.
This is it. We've done it. Wallsend.
Segedunum.
Segedunum Pet.
Segedunum Pet, according to the translator. It's Segedunum Pet.
So the question is, though, should we do it again the other way next year?
We had to pause the video here as we could not publish Adam's answer.
Okay, hi folks, we're not mental, we're not starting all over again, but we are back at the start where we started because that's where the car is. And as we're doing this for charity in Nepal, we've put up some prayer flags and the Nepali flag up there, just so people know why we did it. It was an interesting week, wasn't it, Adam?
It was fantastic. It was fantastic. We helped each other. Other words, I don't think we could have got through. It was really hard at some points. We took the mick out of each other. When I hurt, he helped me. When he hurt, I didn't help him.
Just took the mick out of me.
It was knowing that we had a purpose for it, not just for ourselves, but you know, to prove that we could do it. The fact that it was difficult, the fact that we were doing it for other people, makes the difference. It really does.
So things we do differently. We've discussed this over breakfast. If you're thinking of doing this walk, think very seriously about the middle section, because although it might say, oh, it's 10 miles, if you're going 10 miles over that terrain, it's like doing double on the flat. No, seriously, double on the flat, and it can be demoralising, and that's where we've heard that a lot of people give up. So I would take shorter sections in the middle, and yeah, if you're doing flat, I think even untrained people like us could do 18, 20 miles quite happily flat.
Take your time. See the things that are there, you know, because it is amazing. It really is. Lots to see and lots to take in.
Lots to soak up. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you've got something out of our series, and if we do another adventure, we'll do another series.